Hey, welcome back everybody. Alright, we are back in Path of Exile 1, and I have been struggling for the past week because I still have no clue what my starter is going to be. Now, the bright side is the starter that I was going to pick, which was Fizz.Elementalist of some variety, is great. Like, it's solid, it's good, it's dependable. I have no worry about that build, but I've been considering other builds because there are so many things that look interesting to me. So I wanted to look at like the top offenders as to why I'm still trying to figure out what my build is going to be. So let me go pull up the release page. Okay, so this is kind of the top offender for why I'm considering doing something that's not Elementalist, and it is specifically the Wind Burst support. So the Wind Burst support is supposed to make the tornadoes that you're seeing on the left, or what I assume are the tornadoes, because we haven't actually seen the Wind Burst support. But it's this thing right here. That's not Wind Burst. These tornadoes, I assume, are what Wind Burst creates. So Wind Burst support creates those on attack when you travel far enough. So you have to travel a certain distance, and then the next hit that the supported attack does will trigger these wind bursts. And it fires through projectiles, and they do a piercing spark kind of thing. And then they eventually explode. And I'm in love. Like I feel like this is gonna be so much fun. I have no idea if it's gonna be any good, but I think it's gonna be fun. So I've been struggling basically all day trying to figure out if I'm going to do this or if I'm going to stick with the safe plan. Because Fizz.Elementalist is my safe plan. It was my league starter last league. I know exactly how to scale it. But I kinda wanna do Flicker Strike Wind Burst. I kind of just want to send Flicker Strike Wind Burst. So if we did that, right? So let's look at that. So what does that look like? I guess first thing I want to know is where is our duration? There's duration over here. Oh, it's charge duration. Okay. I guess duration is not a very good indicator. The flask effect duration. So we know we have skill effect duration right here. And then we have more skill effect duration. Is it worth coming over here though? It might be. Alright, what other sources of duration do we have? That's Mirage Archer duration. Projectile. That's Mirage Archer. Elemental ailments. Okay. Banner skills. What about Sabo? Wait, where are trigger bots? Okay, there we go. Triggered spells. Okay, so that doesn't count. More area damage. Cooldown recovery rate doesn't matter. What other return things are there? Let's see. So there's that one. Okay, and that's basically it. So we need to use returning projectile support or nimmies if we want to do that. Okay. The other question is would this even be worthwhile? Like, does it matter? It might not, honestly. Okay, so this is basically it for duration. It's this wheel and this wheel. Just confirming that's the case. Okay, looks right. Alright, yeah, so duration is not a good way to scale this. Projectile count is probably good. What else is good? AoE might be good. I think it's Deadeye. I think Deadeye is the answer here. Yeah, the only problem is I don't think these are going to be able to chain. Which means we have endless munitions. Okay, I think we're gonna send it. We're gonna try a test run with this and just see how far we get. I thought you were gonna League start Corrupting Cry. You doing Corrupting Cry? I don't know. Okay, so problem I'm thinking of is, okay, not a problem. Corrupting Cry is super solid, and I know exactly how to League start it. I League started it last League. It's super solid. It's great. Last League we turned it into a Corrupting Fear when we hit maps, and it just scaled beautifully. So like, yeah, this is what that character ended up looking like. This is the character from last League. and it was fantastic. It is the build I'm going to be putting out as a league starter. I'm gonna put a video out and everything. But this is what it looks like. It uses Bladefall of Trothus to hit and do Corrupting Fever, and then we use Reap for single target. It's great. Like I love this build. They just jump in here. Let's see. Less recovery rate is annoying. Reflect Elemental will kill me. I have any of these that aren't awful. Let's just do T16. Silo. It's supposed to file the Cathedral Works. What am I doing? Sure. Okay. So just to show you what this build looks like. Starting as Last Ray Glad. Nice. Okay. So this is what we can like expect to start out with, or to end up with, if we go Corrupting Cry Elementalist, because this is probably what I'll do again, just because I don't have to press any buttons. Like I've got my hand off the keyboard, I'm just moving around, and then when we hit a rare, we reap, we move on. It's super nice. I really enjoy it. And it's really cozy. But the new stuff that they're introducing is making me question what I really want to do. Because like, if I do this, I want to take it as far as I can before I like make a new build. But do I want to wait that long to make a new build? Right? That's the question I'm struggling with.
Approach, challenger.
So I've been questioning myself whether or not I want to start this, or if I just want to use Fizz.Elementalist as my backup. Like if I do another build and fail horribly, I can always fall back on Fizz.Elementalist. Like I know it's good, I know it's solid. It's so hard to say. That's about how that build works. It's really nice. It does like 4 to 5 million damage or so, and I farmed like half of the currency for this build on T17s. Like I just farmed fragments because they were good currency. But switch back over. So the issue I'm running into is that some of the new skills look really cool. Like Windburst support does something that I've tried to do a lot, and that is a projectile flicker strike build. And this support just seems like it's tailor-made for flicker strike. It might not be good, but it might be good. It's so hard to say. What is like 149 to 200? It's still not enough for me to not care. %40 more area damage on the explosion. I don't know, this just seems nice. Okay, so if I send this instead, are there any others that just like call to me? I think that's it. Yeah, Windburst support is the one that's actually like making me wonder. Well, okay, that's not entirely true. There is Somatic Shell also looks really cool, but I'm not gonna do that one because it's a wand skill. Kinetic Fusillade looks neat. This is an attack though, which is odd. Living Lightning sounds cool. Somatic Shell is neat. Okay. So what do I do here? Because if I do this, I kind of want to start on a ranger. Like it's either going to be a slayer or a ranger. They're just gonna get a bunch of endurance charges. You know what? I really don't like tinctures though. We have bark skin here. Avatar of the Wilds. How long does Avatar of the Wilds last? 10 seconds? Did I just go golems? Golems are super good. It's crazy how good they are. Yeah, elementalist golems are nuts. So we're losing the 100% increased and it's getting replaced with 50% increased. But that 50% reduction is nothing. Like, it does not matter. They're good for basically everyone. So if you're gonna go elementalist, yeah, I would go pick up golems. I don't know, I worry that this is not gonna be enough damage. You know what? No, we go Deadeye. Okay, so if we do that, go Flicker Strike. Go here. Is convert. Down here, up here. Here, we're gonna go swords, so we go grab that. For frenzy. Chance for frenzy. configuration, close range, yes. Frenzy charges 3. Ooh, precision. Arrogance, good, okay. I think eventually this might turn into an energy shield build, if I'm being really honest. Okay, and then we go sword. No. Paradoxica. Could not remember. Alright, elemental penetration with attacks. Attack speed, dex, and short. Okay. Then we go Flicker Strike. Gets Ice Bite. Up our frenzy charges to 5 since our max is 7. Hopefully we've got enough sustain for that. We should have no problem sustaining it, honestly. Craft item, rare, gloves. Oh, gloves. Evasion, yes. With Exarch, Eater. Who have the ice buff effect isn't bad. I think rage on attack hits better though. Gives me a source of rage. And then we need inflict exposure, lightning exposure, no, cold exposure, right. There it is. Add to build, okay. Such a big difference. Skills, new. Here's one that's weird, is that we're gonna use mark on a hit and sniper's mark. It's going to do nothing for our damage right now. $48K. Elemental down to the tax. I need to grab health. I've not done that yet. We're at 88. Enemy is bleeding. Are they? Doing at least some fizz, right? The fizz. I am doing some fizz. Forking doesn't matter, chaining doesn't matter. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. So it doesn't matter which way I go. Although, we could do this if we do that. What's this at? 82. With 110 life from tree. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Our defenses are trash, but we can fix that. So we'll do... let's see, block here. Chance per 5. Versatile. We could do iron reflexes here as well to change all of our evasion to armor. We might do that. Craft item. Field, yes. And it's to block. Nice. All right. Very good. Could grab point blank, and it's probably good. Nice. Hatred, I think. This is extra cold. Oh right, hatred isn't very good anymore. I forgot. I mean, I guess that has the benefit of giving us room to put grace in or something. So 4 link 115k. Although that is with Paradoxica, so... I instead did... Let's see... And 1... Rebuke of the Vow is the next. Is there a projectile? I mean, I guess the equivalent would be like lightning strike or something. Would that be? Is there... Let's see, are there any other projectile supports? Attacks fire an additional projectile when in offhand. Honestly, this might be a not bad start. What does it do with projectiles? Oh, corrupted. For blade, but we can't get that to begin with. Dying Sun is going to be incredible. Docketed. Okay, those are real spells. Matter. Reach of the... It may be... Those are spells though. Okay, never mind. Ish. Oh wait, Replica Voidwalker. Isn't the other one of these like +1 proj while chaining? Oh, no, Pierce. Okay, never mind. Not worth. Boomfang. Okay, so skill attack gems. We're not worried about those so much. Active skill gems, support skills. Okay, not really. Okay, let's see if we can see an attack that's similar. Honestly, Molten Strike is similar. Fires 4 projectiles. Yeah, it's no Molten Strike at the Zenith, but projectiles deal 60% less, so that's about right for the effectiveness of added. Yeah, we're making a Molten Strike. Kind of. Okay, so what does Molten Strike look like on here? Molten Strike. Not too bad. Is that each one is doing 14k? Now the difference here is the trigger rate. The trigger rate of Molten Strike is going to be much higher. Well, it's going to be literally every time. Whereas this one is going to be every I think 4 or 5 times. The question is, do I want to do this? Or do I want to do a fizz version of this? Could do that. I could just go impale. And I would have so many defenses. So nice how much defense champion gets. Honestly, it's also nice how much Slayer gets. Just that many endurance charges is crazy. Ooh. Hold on. Increased AoE per enemy killed up to 50%. Endurance and frenzy charges. Overwhelm was nice, but not what I'm worried about. More damage if you've killed recently, more damage against uniques. Overleech. I don't really want to be all the way over here. %increased effective marks. Mark is 2 additional. That is going to be a lot of projectiles. But do I care? We need to make up for the increase or the reduced effect here, because I don't want 1 projectile each. Can it deal crits is nice. Trying to think if this is gonna work at all. You get an increased attack speed per fortification as well. Alright, hold on. We're gonna make duelist champion. Flicker Strike, probably of power to begin with. Herald of Purity. Mark. Sniper's Mark. Mark on a hit. Precision and arrogance. Items. The Fizz Paradoxica. Weapon 1, one-handed sword. Ooh, could go Dream Feather. You could also go Fate of the Val. Wait, no, Fate of the Val is yeah, never mind. Fury Edge, maybe? I'm converted to chaos. Is there no good, like... I guess it's just Paradoxica for now. And the reality is we're gonna have a worse weapon. Okay, increase Fizz and bleed chance, attack speed, dex int, add build, or... Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, done. For this, we do this and this. Come over here, come down here. Don't know yet. Probably at least that. Definitely these. Want to do that. Come down here. A chance to impale there, impale here, impale here. Is here, ignore Fizz reduction. Frenzy, frenzy. This is a mess. I hate that. I guess to that point, I shouldn't be grabbing a bunch of crit things. Since I'm planning on doing Ramirez. Let's see, Ramirez. which guarantees that I'm gonna gain power charge on crit, and we're never going to crit for now. Means we're gonna have maximum power and frenzy charges. Since we can't crit, I'm gonna drop that. Grab that impale. Grab that life, grab that life, grab this life. Grab this attack. And oh, you know what? No, we're gonna do mana way over here. What else do we have going on? Sit still with no supports. Alright, multi-strike. Brutality. Can't do melee fizz, maybe volatility. What is my current impale chance? 5. I already grabbed the impale right here, didn't I? Yeah. Guess that's it for like early impale. I just hate that. The other thing we need is we need shield, block, 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 and block. Puts us at 88. $113K on a 3-link. Although that is with Paradoxica, which is gonna be way better than what we have. Oh right, we need Pride, Flesh and Stone, and everything else. Okay, we're gonna delete that. I think this is the way to go. Is Flicker Strike. Flicker Strike of Power Champion. Which isn't surprising to me. It's such a strong archetype. Okay, so what happens? I was about to say what happens when we put Molten Strike in this, but Molten Strike would convert it all to fire, so it wouldn't work. I guess we could do it anyway. We'd have to get rid of brutality, but let's see. Strike. I expect this will be awful. Okay, the melee hit is there. Magma balls are awful, unsurprisingly. But the average amount of balls hitting is great still. Not too bad. Flesh and stone. We would want him in blood stance. Yeah, so we do that and flesh and stone. Hit damage on a 4-link. I forget how ridiculous the champion is. It's just so strong. Paradoxica is a significant contributing factor, so let's craft a bad, well, an okay-ish, I guess, one-handed sword. Jeweled foil, Val rapier, spiraled foil, dragonborn rapier. So we want fizz damage. Attack speed. Then we add abysses. It's actually kind of hilarious that abysses is still so good for this because we can't crit. Alright, it's gonna help if I add Flicker Strike to the full DPS. Starforge, unsurprisingly, very good. Increased area of effect for attacks, physical damage can shock. Okay, so this is probably eventually a Starforge build. Problem with that being that means this is a two-handed sword build. We have to redo some things. This Lothus coil, unsurprisingly, very good. Volnatoll's Embrace. Bronze Slide, unsurprisingly, incredibly good. Is that just with movement skills? Yeah, it is. Celestial Brace, Terminus Est, which might be the correct answer for this, honestly. We don't go block and we go Terminus instead. So like Terminus all the way into Starforge. Because if we get Terminus, then we can drop Ramirez and drop Precise Technique. Grab this crit and this crit and this crit. Invigoration. Is the enemy bleeding? Yes. 71% chance to crit. And then we can also change to Flicker Strike instead of Flicker Strike of Power. And use Abyssus. Very nice. Okay. So yeah, I think if I go Flicker, I'm gonna go Champion. Anything else I can do here? New. No, I guess not. And then we do this and then just add the tornadoes. Now the real question is, what does Warrior's Legacy do to our attack rate? That's honestly not terrible. That is legitimately not terrible. We do drop all of these though. We're going two-handed. Means we probably go do this. That's still with 85. We can fix that right here. And then I think we always want this because it's entirely too good. And there we have a Terminus Est build, which damage is incorrect because previous locations, my strikes don't count. Although we probably wouldn't want to do this, we would probably want to do something that empowers our tornadoes instead. Because this does nothing for the tornadoes, it's just double damage otherwise. Now the downside of Abyssus is it doesn't really do much for our projectiles, but it's hard to say what would be good, considering we don't have a way to look at the numbers. Circle of Guilt is always good. Especially if you can get buff effect and physical damage. Which is admittedly difficult to get, like that is an expensive ring. But if you do that, you just slap that on right there. That is a significant upgrade. That works for the tornadoes. That might be a way to go. I'm actually really excited about. Half a screen, right? Okay, so that is 1.8 meters. So 10 is half the screen. So yeah, it's like 1 per trigger per 5 attacks or so. I'm gonna guess. So it would be 1 per second. It's kind of why I want to keep 2 open. Because like if we do this, then we can do the tornadoes and like greater multiple. I also still kind of want to do duration stacking because it would be silly. Yeah, I'm insanely excited. This just sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, let's go. Go testing. Been probably since I did a duelist distraction. Gotta remember how to do this. Double strike. are you thinking about league starting wise so far? Saw the title. Thought it would help if that's alright. Yeah, happy to help. Or happy to get the help. So we've got two things. One is something that I know is dependable and good, and I know exactly how to league start it and take it to T17s, and it'll be awesome. However, it is Fizz.Elementalist, and while it got slight buff through Reap, nothing has really changed. Like, it is effectively the same. It's going to be great. It's going to be strong. But I'm getting really distracted by one of the new support gems. That being Windburst support. Windburst support creates the tornadoes, attack hit, and then you have to go a certain amount of distance to get another one. Let me pull that up real quick. Okay, so this is the one I'm talking about. Trigger skill that triggers projectiles that move randomly and damage enemies. They pierce through and explode after a duration. 3 does more area damage. Base radius is significant. Triggered by attack skills. The catch is you have to move 10 meters to trigger it again. It looks like there is no cooldown and no limit on how many you can have. So it looks insane for flicker. Now what this boils down to is I think like 1 every 5 flicker strikes is when you'll actually get it to pop off. So looking at like building something for this, and it's just going to be like extra projectiles once per second or so. So we were looking at not that one, this one. So champion, impale, terminus S, regular, like basic, flicker start. We'd pick Abyssus up even though the crit multi wouldn't work for the tornadoes. And we can get this to a nice amount. Warrior's Legacy also doesn't do anything, so we probably wouldn't use that. And then Circle of Guilt is not a league start, so no. Actually, we'll just take that off too. But yeah, so Terminus Abyssus, and then we add in EMP and Tornado. Something like Leaf Slam with Frostblink. So Flicker with that sounds really cool. Those two are what came to mind in terms of moving attack skills. Leaf Slam would probably be good for like regular clear if you could get your tornadoes good enough, but for bossing it would be really annoying. Like you'd have to just like bounce around or bounce back and forth, because 10 meters is actually considerable distance. So this is 1.8 meters, and then from the center to one of the edges of the green circle is 1.8 meters. So 10 meters is off the side of the screen, or it's like it's 2 out from the 80 mark. Know that Flicker Strike covers like 2-ish meters per teleport, and the only reason we kind of know that is because of the way it interacts with Warrior's Legacy. So that's why I think it's going to be like 1 per 5 attacks. The higher we get our attack rate, the better. But otherwise, covering an entire screen distance is, I think, going to be painful. But it teleports like 5 times a second once you scale it up. Yeah, exactly. Probably more. So the way we've got this one set up, it's going to be 7.6. And that's, well, okay. That's assuming we have all of our Flicker or Frenzy charges, which is not guaranteed. So like with one of them we have 5.7, and it scales up. Frenzy charges are very important for the whatever it is. But yeah. So that's the current distraction. So very solid, dependable build, or I don't know, man, tornadoes. It's kind of where we're at. But I'm the kind of person who just likes playing around with builds, like more than I care about getting to the end game or 2 currency or 2 bosses. Like I want to do those things, but I'm okay with taking longer to do it. I like experimenting more, so I'm kind of thinking that I just want to do Flicker Strike right off the bat to mess around with this new support. Case scenario, I have an Impale build, and I know how to scale those. Like it's not hard. But yeah, that's where we're at. I need better something. Red, blue, red. I need like 2 red at least. Ah, there we go. 2 red. Better than what we had. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. Anything I'm doing in terms of league content, that should help you narrow things down. Definitely gonna go into Breach. But I think either build is gonna be great for either. On one end we have BizDot, which can scale up to like clear screens pretty okay. And then Flicker Strike, which is naturally just incredibly good at everything except bossing. No Sanctum, so I don't need buckets of damage. Iced maybe, but I don't know that either build excels at that. So bad, so many times. Yeah, probably Breach, and then Betrayal is my... Betrayal and Essences are my standard, like... Which, again, either one is gonna do just fine at. I do remember the days of Flicker Strike just always being squishy. No longer the case. Such a good time to be a Flicker Strike enjoyer. The not being as good at bossing might be awkward since Breach 2.0 seems super likely to have Pinnacle boss like Zesht. Feeling that this league might be a bit more of a bossing league since mapping endgame T17 strategies were gutted, so people migrate to farming bosses, especially the new Ubers. That is a very interesting point. That is a really good point. I don't know if the breach bosses are going to be anything, but I do think the new especially the one that I think summons the other two, Middle of the fight. I don't know why I went straight into here. Could have gone to Tidal Island. Made an excellent point, and it's hard to refute it. There's also something to be said for T17 farming. The T17 farming, the way I like to do it, actually got buffed. I didn't like super juicing T17s. I liked going in there, fighting the boss, leaving. That only got better. Uber fragments, yeah. Because now we get marginally more Uber fragments, and people are going to be fighting a bunch of Ubers. Made a great point, and I think it's helped me decide, actually. This week has been pretty wild for like trying to figure out what I want to build. I've been going back and forth like every day. It's been awful. It's a little closer at least. Something so satisfying about this. Like the only downside is I have to click a button all the time. Is actually just a better choice. A17 Uber fragment farming for bossing meta would still kind of be bossing. You don't need to full clear maps, just rush the boss, defeat it, repeat. Yeah. Yeah, and this boss, this is super cozy on bossing. As you get especially because they nerfed, I think, the top end of the damage that you could add to T17s. Some of the annoying mods are still there, but the like is this added cold. At least I think I remember that in the patch notes. Hey, how's it going? Welcome. Like stumbled on been a long week, and I'm like behind on a video too. So this is Cry, yeah. This is Corrupting Cry, and doing General's Cry, Elementalist. Yellow stuff. Now, I think eventually we'll be switching off of this onto Corrupting Fever. That'll depend on being able to get a Bladefall of Charthus. Somewhere. Walk, burn, and yell, all things campaign. Yeah, pretty much. That is exactly what the plan is. We're gonna rush to RF and then feel comfortable, we'll switch to Corrupting Cry and then drop RF. Done. Pair it with RF, yeah. I don't like to do both, because I feel like, I don't know, like, end of Act 4, I usually switch off of RF and just go pure Karai. I always feel like at that point, either my Karai or my RF is not doing well enough. Spent switching those points over. Beeline Acrimony after Fire Mastery, that's what I really should do. I need to update my guide. Because my guide has me rushing, instead of going from here to here, all the way up to Breath of Flames, and then go down and start heading to Breaths, and that's just, it's not very good. Because when you hit Deep Breaths, you're still in Act 3, and you can't even use a War Cry yet. Can't even use Corrupting Cry yet. If the build you pick is durable enough, you can go into Delve, which I'm personally going to run this league. Be quite profitable since minions got buffed, and Delve has really good minion drops. Get Azurite from the mines. For maps is dead, resonators are going to be exclusive Delve. That's very true. I've gotten into Delve. Like, I enjoy Infinite Delve, like whenever that League mode comes out. Which, it's been a while since we've gotten one of those. But yeah, so I like Infinite Delve. But, I don't know, something about the, like, oh, I ran out of Sulfite, I need to go farm more. It's not that I don't like it, it's that, like, I always forget to go back to Delve, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm just mapping and I'm not paying attention, and then I've done a bunch of maps and I'm full on Sulfite, and it's been forever since I went back to Delve, you know? Steve the Legend, hallowed be his name. How far did he make it this league? In general, most league starters can go to depth 300 with no issue. Azurite nodes begin reach max cap of Azurite at 1500, with Deep Delve being at 1000. Okay, so you get a pretty significant amount of Azurite, because I think the Resonator's like 150 or so a piece. It's probably like 3 to 5 chaos per. The Delvers can kind of go nuts with Resonator selling. Yeah. And with automated, oh man, with the marketplace, it's going to be so good. Because I don't have to respond to traders while you're in the mines. Honestly, I might go heisting because of that. Heisting is going to be less annoying because of that. Tried RFCB combo and Freesia, and I really liked it. Yeah, it's really nice. Asynchronous is gonna be so fucking good. Yeah. Even map strategies, man. I hated responding to chats while I was in maps. Act 6 to use it, I suppose, is another benefit of going Corrupting Cry. We don't need anything on no uniques, no, I suppose Bladeful of Charthus, but we don't need that before Act 6 anyway. Nobody's gonna have it before Act 6. Also, running Sanctum is going to be better. Like, part of the issue with Sanctum is getting good, relics. You don't have to, like, wait on people to respond for good relics. I'm so ready. It's gonna be so nice to have async trade. I'm just thinking about all the things that I don't bother selling because I don't care. Things that I'm not gonna have to worry about having annoying times buying. Like, I like doing Guardian rotations. Buying Guardian rotations sucks. When you D&D is what I meant. But yeah, if you patience to wait for you to get a lab done, and you lose a sale, and that's annoying. True. Although, anytime I get a response that says, hey, I'm doing a lab, give me like 5 minutes, I wait. I don't want to take a sale away from that person. Are you planning a league starting, by the way? Yeah, what are you planning on? Chieftain? I think Chieftain's gonna be cracked this league. I think Breach is gonna be incredibly good with Chieftain. You worry a little bit for the bossing. The regular issue with Chieftain. Breach Kaboom is gonna be so spicy. Yeah, they will. And if you get any kind of Ignite Prolif, oh, it's over. You should go fan the flames ASAP. Alright, here's a question for you, Mandarin. So you said you combine Corrupting Cry and RF around when we could automate war cries. It hasn't been very long since they changed that. It just wasn't a popular build. Leagues ago, I think you could add automate war cry. I think you asked. Never automated it, just bound it to left click. Okay, so after left click was removed, people started using the auto war cry support. The one before, I think it was just called Call to Arms, I think is what it was called at the time. But it just automatically used war cries. And people bound it to a war cry with Corrupting Cry, and then you had constant war. It was so good. It was like super cozy. Got like max 2 million DPS. It's 4 million if you had a Forbidden Chaco. And they changed the Warcry gem, the Call to Arms, to Auto Exertion. That build died because Auto Exertion has the 15% reservation, and then if you add a 1000% reservation mod on top of that, which is what Corrupting Cry is, you have 150% reservation. It's insane. So can't do that anymore, which is a bummer. Yeah, so that build just kind of died. Made a discovery recently. Oh, but I can't do it in here. Well, if it's good. I've just been testing it this week. Yeah, it still kind of works. So, has to be Guardian, and it's only because of Unwavering Faith. This is every reasonable reservation efficiency you can get right off the bat in order to support a just Corrupting Cry. And that's it. That's 78% of my mana. Obviously the issue is it doesn't go off fast enough right now. And also it doesn't do enough damage. Possible. This is the other thing that's been tempting me. I could make this work. Is 65 in a 61 zone, so not awful. If I could get this down to like 0.8 seconds, it would feel probably pretty nice. Is technically possible. Even with no links. You would have to run links eventually. There are ways to do that. So again, I went nuts. This whole week has been crazy for me because I keep coming up with ideas and I'm like, but what if I do this? And what if I do this? And it's like that's the entire week. Every day has been like that. Corrupting Cry. Here's my like fever dream. Here's the fever dream. That's what League launch week is all about, I think. Yeah, you're right. It is. Okay, so this is like the fever dream POB I set up to like try and see if I could push this to a crazy level. And I kinda can. Making all these abomination builds, yeah. But we can get corrupting blood up to 2 million, but that is with a Gakko. Two circle of guilds. Like, good. But it works. Figured out that I could do without petrified blood. So if I do without petrified blood that I did without petrified blood, all my life. Oh right, I just don't have very much life. Okay. I don't have any gear. Even more abomination build potential with new bloodlines. Yeah, it's bad. Bad. I got the build bug bad. But so okay, it's wild thing. Herald of Purity, Malevolence, and Enlighten all fit. Herald of Purity, Malevolence, and Pride all fit. I need a level 3 Enlightened. Has to be in my weapon. And for General's Cry, I have to have an Awakened Enlighten. Pull it off. I know they released the last one. The last one's spicy. So this is kind of what I'm looking at. You guys want to look at the last bloodline they released? Well, okay, I don't know if they released it, but it's on PoEDB. You do that, and then do this in the body armor. Doesn't seem bad. Doesn't seem bad. What else can we do to that? Armor ES. Leader. And we need the, let's see. I think we don't care about this one, at least for now. Add implicit, Eater of Worlds, and this has to be Battle Mage's Cry. General's Cry, cooldown recovery, right? Get a 32, which is insane. Got it at 1.2. Start replacing these with, or collar. I'm down. Wait, there's a grass skill you want to get Mandarin. It's called Call the Pyre. Summons 3 covers an ash. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at those. Okay, so The newest bloodline is the Breach Lord bloodline. And to me, the most spicy thing right away is this take less damage. But yeah, so Tool of Blizzard is Freeze Duration, +2 level of all cold skills if you have Foulborn Uniques, and hits ignore resistances if you're using 2 Cryonic Rings. The other one is the same thing but for lightning instead. That one makes me a little sad. So this makes me a little sad because first thing that my mind went to is Herald of Thunder. Can't do this if you're using Herald of Thunder because you need at least 1 Storm Secret, which means you can't do a second Synaptic Ring. This though seems insane. So everybody's going to be using grafts, and this just says take less damage depending on the graft. I feel like everybody's going to have an Ul graft. 15% less physical damage. Just full stop. This is insane. This is so good. I don't even know what else I would take. Like I might do physical fire. Maybe, I don't know. Nameless hasn't changed. I don't think most of these have changed. I did want to look at how did they do this? Was how Crack Infinity setup damage looking? We are probably not going to do it. So Al Crack setup is really cool. This issue comes like throughout the entire thing. But yeah, so okay, Halcrack. Switch back to character real quick and then we'll come back. Okay, so I don't like clicking buttons. Problem that exists with Halcrack. Hey, thanks for the follow, Echo. The problem that exists with Halcrack is I have to click a button all the time. And even if you like hold down both, you can kind of automate it, but not really. And then you've got to do this basically. Now, it's not to say that it's not good, because it is good damage. I'm just not sure I want to map like this. That's all. So I might not end up doing it. The recent drop of the JSON files also contain changes to the Oshabi Harvest bloodline, specifically the bear node. Which bear node? Let's see, Oshabi. Is it here yet? Oh, gain wild savagery. Increase physical damage, 10% action speed, and hits ignore physical damage reduction and cannot be stunned. That is way more interesting, honestly. That is way more interesting. This is basically, so if I've got plus 20 rage, right? So you have 30 rage by default, 50 rage with this. And then you have, there are a couple of other sources of rage that you can like pretty easily get to 50 naturally. You might have up to 70. Use all rage, which means you're gaining this for 7 seconds. If you're gaining more than 1 rage per attack, then as long as you're doing 5 attacks per second, you can maintain constant cannot be stunned. Like there is a world where you have this up all the time. Yeah, because you're gaining 2 rage on attack hit here. One rage on melee hit. Gain 3 rage when hit by an enemy. 5. Rage on melee hit. 2 rage on melee hit. Oh, wait, no, wait. Not quite. Only 1 hit every 0.5 seconds can cause you to gain rage. So need like the regen rage. Rage. I'm thinking of a unique, but I can't remember the name. Not this one. Home Spirit. Per second. You would need 1,000 life recovery. And then you can have permanent uptime on the Oshabi stuff. Is that worth it? Increase Fizz, action speed, ignore Fizz damage reduction, cannot be stunned. E? I feel like there's another way to do that. Am I forgetting something? Okay, so Chainbreaker or Comb Spirit. And then you can have permanent uptime. Or Warcry things. Interesting. Okay. I still think I like the Breach Lord one the most. This entire skill is wild to me. Oh, that reminds me. Okay. Full. So this one, you pick one of these. This one seems like you just get it. This seems insane. What else was I looking at? You might be right. You might be right that you can only choose one of them. But it doesn't seem to be broken up that way, because Otherworldly Appendages is just the only notable, where the Ol one has 3 different notable names. So Contempt, Heritage, and Might. And then you get Contempt, Heritage, or Might. But this just has one name. So that makes me think that this is just, you get all of them. That seems nuts. That seems really good. Kind of want to look at this. 0.2. .166 strength is probably as far down as I want to go, reasonably. My planned league starter could crit, so I had a viable excuse for Feral's Hunt Leader Bloodline. It's my favorite of the bunch. It is very, very cool. Like that's a pretty nuts amount of attack speed to get. Although it might be worth doing Ferals anyway, because I was looking at it. Ferals at the bottom, I think. Okay, so I was looking at this, and I think Feral might be just good overall. If you have like 2 extra gem slots. And my thinking here is this: no matter what build you are, you take the maximum specters and minion life, and then go Fertile Will, which is going to give you 100% increased damage and regen 3 life, and cannot be stunned. And then you just do like build or something on that specter and hope it doesn't die. Now you effectively have a mercenary. Like, I think this is going to become a pretty regularly used ability. Is just one of the Ferric ones. So I think people are just going to use them for the auras. Like, this one gives 20% movement speed and prevents action speed from being lowered. I also wish all nodes were better. More people would be willing to buy all carries from me. Lol. Flavor and node wise, Feral's to my favorite. Yeah, I agree. It's also like very accessible. Unless you have to fight him in the wild. If you have to fight him in the wild, that becomes harder. No, Feral first to the plains. You actually have to like get the beast and summon it, or do the boss fight. The ul though, let's see, is it the one? So I actually like uls. I don't like his notables, but I really like his minors. So like, looking at this, I'm tempted to take ul and just go charge duration and global defenses. Like those minors are so good. Because global defenses is hard to get, and then charge duration is also hard to get. Majors not so much. I would just take the minors. Like I wouldn't even worry about it. I would put 2 points into ul, grab the charge duration and the global defenses. We're good. I might still do that. Probably doesn't have much for me for at least the build I'm working on. This is still insane. This is nuts. Because I'm absolutely gonna use an ul graft. You know what? Do we send the auto cry? Do we full send the auto cry? I've been talking and like looking at his screen, and I just realized that I've been on the wrong scene the entire time. So sorry. Or you could pivot to a completely new build. No, it's so late to do that. And I spent all day doing that, and I finally got convinced to not do that. Though the all global defenses minor is overshadowed by Katarina's Spectre stacking, global stacking madness. Yeah, that is nuts. My worry with this, right, is this is gonna feel great, I think. If I can get the cooldown low enough. Do I just send this? For Warcries, it looks like it'll be really good. And the problem is damage without a Jacko is iffy. Okay, so with the Shakos, we're looking at 2 million for the 15% buff. With Harmony of Purpose might be worth taking now. I don't know yet. Or we can do something else. I have no clue. But the problem comes in. Disable this, and then enable this one. It's out of weapon 1. We have 9 mana, which is not the end of the world. Good. I have to do like Paladin Crown. Yeah, I have to do like Reservation Efficiency. Yeah, this is how it has to work. And I can only use Malevolence if I have All's Uprising. And then I've got 800k. And that's with a very good staff. Which I suppose is still like respectable total damage, because we've got Reap doing a significant amount of damage. But only if we do Val Reap. If we're doing just Reap, then it's 2 million. Have you done this before though, and are you okay with doing a repeat? I have not done, I've done auto war cries before, but that was like before they switched the auto exert gem. I think the only way to make efficacy work is if we do Awaken to Enlighten. Does it have to be level 5? Has to be level 5. And that just gets us to 1 million. It's so rough. That's with all 10, right? 10 and max effect. This is the part that worries me, is like getting it to this point, we have to go through so many hoops. Well, I'm not utilizing any of these, and we have a 15% buff to look forward to. Maybe it'll be alright. Maybe it'll be alright. Price availability of gear along with the ease of transition for maps is important for League starters. True. Very, very true. I think that's the issue. Like I could manually war cry through maps and like do that until we get Enlighten. It's not the end of the world if I don't automate war cries. Basically, we're giving up golems. Not exactly true. We're giving up golems and shock for automation. If I were to drop auto exertion, drop enlighten, grab efficacy, and grab swift affliction, we're set. I feel like the answer is no there. Guess we could go AoE for the lulz. Swift affliction, less duration is the right answer. The problem there is down to a untenable cooldown. Yeah, we cannot use that. Or if we do, we have to counter it in some way. We would be sticking with a 5 link, but that's 1.4. It's still really good. That is with alls, so if we take out Malevolence, we're at just 1 million. Not bad. Now the problem is our defenses are... An unfair comparison though. So I know exactly how to scale this other one. List. Grade B5 or the leveling one? The leveling one. Right. This one is using determination instead of malevolence. Got determination and discipline. Dump determination for malevolence instead. You'd add on another 500k DPS. Chose not to. Ultimately, better for the build's damage. 2 million damage. Other build. This is the right choice. This is the right choice. We're gonna stick with it. As cool as auto war crying I think is risky at best. Gain extra shrine buffs. Still being run by anyone else? You can cross-reference to try and get a vibe for leveling ease access? No. As far as I knew, this wasn't possible. I had like a mad, insane moment of clarity. Because anybody who's playing Corrupting Cry right now is doing it on like champion and just manually casting. At this point is 74. Wait, how did I do this? I had this working a minute ago. What did I do? Oh right. Enlighten level 3. We do 2 of those. You see? Barely. And that puts us at 1 million. Here are defenses. So that's probably likely. But that's still fine. Veteran staff. Bloodlines, vulnerability, vitality. And then just to look again, this is oh, wrong helmet on. And that's with 10 stacks. Yeah, okay. Including jewels and whatnot. It is not scuffed. So like, let's see. Actual jewel, we would do like rare jewel. Dot multi. Let's see, fizz damage over time multi. Life. Fizz damage. And then we would put those like basically everywhere. Not there, not there. I think that's it. Oh no, I messed that up. This needs to be large cluster. Okay. And we're sitting at 213 with yeah, I don't know. $2 million's not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but for the amount of work that goes into this one, I'm worried about it. Because this is a lot of cost to incur. My other concern is defenses. Although, okay, so 2 million with 1 circle of guilds. Divided by 33. What happens if I get a really good Shaco? It won't happen, but 300k. What happens if I get a bad Shaco? Okay. Gloves, armor ES, create, steering eater, add implicits, because we get fizz damage over time off of there, and we get, is there anything else we get over here? I don't remember. Yeah, no, I think it's it. We could go Essence of Fear on here as well, though. Hold on. Hold on. Maybe that's the key. Maybe we just need to, like, lean into minion damage. But I get that's probably it. Point 2. Get summon a Chaos Golem and pretend that'll be up. It won't be. There's also Acrimony right here, which I didn't grab. Just a lot of damage. Is this worth it? Because this is gonna change. Like this, there's no way this survives. Or does it? Is there anything else over here I would want? I guess I might want like this cluster right here. If I'm already here. Copium, hopium, dude, true. can get behind minion damage. Yeah. But I just don't know where else to get it. I guess there's also like some of it on the new bloodlines. But the new bloodlines don't have a ton that's actually usable for me. So looking at the new bloodlines, there's a little bit of minion damage. But like, so that's good minion damage. But we can't use the more damage. That doesn't help. That's good minion damage. But we can't use, well, okay, we could use the 80% increased. But we can't use it if we won't automatically use it because auto war cries are not going to trigger that. So we'd have to like add in an additional war cry that we just manually click when we want more damage, which isn't the worst. Or you can use Essence Craft. The Essence Craft we already use. Okay, so the as far as I know, the best way to do this is to use a staff and do minion essence, and like basically this staff is the best in slot. So you got socketed gems, damage over time multi, socketed support gems, minions deal. And this is huge. Huge damage. What else do I have access to? Where do you catch it? Craft, rare. Ended axe, runic hatchet. Oh, global fizz. Yeah, no. It's not gonna be as significant as the mods we can get on a staff. Also, we're right next to the support we get for staffs. Transfiguration of the mind. Is possibly good. There are no axe prefixes that are good. Yeah, that's the problem. The axe also doesn't have generic .multi, I think. It has fizz.multi. But it doesn't have generic .multi, so we can't stack those. I'm checking to see if there are any like nodes we would want to steal. I don't see any. It has .multi. It has. Is it? Hold on. I did this like probably a year ago when I did a juggernaut version of this. One-handed axe. Oh, it doesn't have fizz.multi. It has .multi. It doesn't have fizz.multi. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was which one it was missing. And the only way you can get fizz.multi on it is if you do, I think, Warlord? Maybe it's not. Wait, did none of them have fizz.multi? Fortunately, you can still craft it. I guess there is that. Okay, so you could craft it, but there are no... No, the prefixes are fine. But this is the only prefix that matters. You go... Oh no, it doesn't. Never mind, because it's not 6 socket. The socketed items is no longer good. Good luck, have fun. Good night, thanks for joining. Looking forward to seeing the progress? Yeah, it should be fun. Alright. Can we get more damage out of this? I'm gonna go back to not Forbidden Shaco version. That's actually like reasonably achieved. And we're at 1.2 million. And we're gonna get a 15% buff. This might work. It is dependent on Enlighten at this point, though. But even with this... Okay, is there anything left that is, like, ridiculous? All's Uprising is a little ridiculous. What is the... 600... Yes... What is our I just yelled at you damage? It's not awful. That's really not awful. Wish I was better at build theory crafting so I could be more help. You're plenty help. Convinced me to not do Flicker Strike because you were totally right that things that I want to do are probably better suited for other stuff. All just coming up with ideas and seeing if we can make them work. Let's see. Alright, what else? What other things do we have to pull from in Guardian? We have 15k armor. How do we get 15k armor? Is it just straight up paladin things? Or is it paladin things plus like an actually significant amount of armor from being a paladin or being a the flat armor there, armor tree, increased armor. I guess that's kind of it. It's just this big armor increase. Or life regen. This is a sad amount of increased life from. Although that means we have to dump this cluster. It's 100% this cluster. Ooh, you know what? Grab this duration of ailments. It's actually really nice. You know what? Do we go for it anyway? Do we just full send it? Now we're at 300. Okay. First yell. I think maybe we just send it. Don't let the flicker strike cult hear you say that. I value my life. No, I won't tell him. Although flicker strike will be my second build, almost certainly my second build. I'm kind of tempted to just send this. Like just trust. Because part of me is like, I don't know. There's a weird part of me that just doesn't want to go elementalist because I know everyone's going to be going elementalist. And I have like another feeling because of corrupting fever. I don't know. It's weird. But you know what? I think we send to this. I think this works. The AoE is a little disappointing. Only the full screen. What am I getting AoE from? Deep breaths, AoE. What am I getting 12% AoE from? Oh, right here. It's actually really nice. Got me. I can't be mad at that AoE. Secondary skill duration 3, skill 0.9. Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna send it. I think I'm just gonna send it. It's gonna feel really good. Even if the damage isn't like incredible. I guess one thing I should check before I do this. What happens if the fizz dot is bad? Because the crafted fizz dot is... Let's see, physical damage over time. Where's it at? There it is. Damage over time multi, damage over time multi. Okay, it won't let me because I've already got it. So if I take off this fizz damage multi, do a crafted fizz damage multi. Much worse is it? It is significantly worse. And this is a much more likely outcome. So I don't know if I can craft. Wait, can I craft the regular dot multi? All the way down to the bottom. Chaos, cold, fire. No, I cannot. Yeah, which makes that difficult. Means that this is the actual likely craft. Or wait, no, sorry. This is the likely craft. And then you converted 4 people to the build I planned for League start. Purely through being nice to people on Reddit. It's a strong motivator. What'd you say your League starter was again? Mandarin's going RF, I think. Poison Holder like a conviction. Nice. Bailamage is such a good creator. And that's such a good build. Good pick. Anything else I can do to this? I guess I could check full DPS, see if there's anything that jumps out. I didn't like Gazi's Zoom answer. Well, Baylor's Holy Relic plays nothing like a standard minion build, and his guides are honestly well written I've ever read. Thorough and easy to understand. Did Zoom answer in 3.2.4? I don't think I've ever. I attempted to play Summon Holy Relic at one point. I don't know. I couldn't get it off the ground to feel comfortable for me, and I kind of just gave up on it and went to something else. I don't know, it was weird, but like, I don't like minions. Like, I played a minion build last league because the Dark Monarch came out, and I wanted to do a 20 spider build. So we did Arakali's Fangs, Baylor's Holy Relic, sort of. I don't follow build guides very well. So I watched one of his videos and then I went and tried to cobble it together myself. That was the real issue. And I also tried to switch the skill from, I think he uses a transmog of one of the steel skills. I don't remember which one, but it's like the one that's super good for cast on crit. And I tried to switch it to a 0 button thing, and that was the Lancing Steel Spring. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I tried to switch it to Hidden Blade, so it wasn't that the build was bad, it's that I tried to make it work with Hidden Blade. And Hidden Blade is so bad. I like my 0 button builds a lot. Probably too much. Okay. I think this works. I think maybe we actually just send this. The only problem I'm going to run into early is that I need an Enlighten. If I don't have an Enlighten, then I have to stick with a 4-link. Honestly, not even a lot less damage. Hold on, wait. Can I pull this off? Oh, not quite. I would need a level 4 Enlighten to pull this off. And a touch more reservation efficiency. But 500k isn't awful for 4-link damage. It isn't great. It's also with like a bunch of stuff that I'm not gonna have. This is not gonna be there. So 400, 300k is the realistic damage. I think minion builds would be 0 button with the micromanaging. Yeah, I generally do not like minion builds. Baylor's the first one that I found that is far simpler and more direct. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, spiders don't bother me too much, especially now that they're way easier to maintain. I don't remember how they changed them, but I remember they changed them and they're way better now. Like, not more damage, but like just they feel better to play. Okay, I think we might send this. I think we might actually send Guardian. And Guardian got kind of buffed. Here's the real question, can we ascend? I get some reservation efficiency. I just actually have to go to... Which means instead of that, start going for our staff clusters. We can switch to staff. Let's see if we can go deal with Zaro. That hurts. Being bled by so many things. I remember now why I was having so many issues is because I kept getting bled while I was going through lab. Ow. Six socket saintly chainmail. Nice. Make sure you look up equipment need. You try and make sure you look at the equipment that you need and try determine what's available and expensive. It'll be for this. You don't want to get stuck behind a really expensive surprise chase item. So benefit here is build wants a lot of good items. It needs none. So to make this operate with automation, oh, sorry, I had to yawn. Okay, so we're probably gonna have to run pretty early on. Like to get to T16s, we're gonna need Enlighten. We just manually cast. If we manually cast, we don't have to care about anything. Like, it does not matter. We need nothing. We can SSF everything. Manually casting Corrupting Cry is insanely. Should be doing it now, but I'm not. Because I'm. Worst case scenario, we just manually. Other than that, so we eventually want a Forbidden Shaco, but that's it's item, something we need in the beginning. Essence. See essences. We want All's Uprising. Yet? Let me see. It's the availability. That might be the hardest one to get. Economy, accessories, All's Uprising, be fine. It actually seems like it's pretty cheap, which is surprising to me. Is Ul's not a drop from Ul himself? Rising intelligence. Ul is dropped from Ul himself. Oh, it's also dropped from friendship. Friendship dropped from Ul. Friendship is dropped from Dig. Yeah, so there's a div card. Spawns from Dig. Did we get Dig back? Item filter info. Doesn't look like it. Thing still up. Card we want, friendship. Is that not a real card? Oh no, it is. It's a real card. What aura do you want from all? The aura you want determines the price. I want malevolence. Malevolence is what I will. Malevolence or pride. It doesn't actually matter which one. That's the most expensive one? Okay, so yeah, I can do malevolence or pride. It doesn't actually matter to me. I just need one of my 50% reservations taken care of through Ul's. I would look it up, but we're back in standard market, and standard market isn't real. Alright, dig is... Do we really not have dig? F dig. Okay, I guess we don't have dig. Where has it been before? Using crystal ore before. Crystal ore back. What if they put it in the patch notes? An update. Control app. Friend. Dig. Okay. I'm planning to run Delve on my main as my main strat this patch, so I'm a weirdo and I love Delve. First tried it in 324, experimented with other mechanics in 325 along. I did Eviscerate Glad and realized Delve was my favorite. Nice. Yeah, there are a lot of big fans of Delve. I think my favorite mechanic is actually Betrayal. Like, I just really enjoy the Katarina fight. And the dopamine hit from getting a veiled. Failed Exalted now.
When the time comes to strike, an emperor strikes without
Is there an updated betrayal chart for 327 yet?
is to done.
I believe Vicious got his best.
Some things that
I don't think there's an updated one yet. But it hasn't changed much. It's just that Revicius specifically got and
honor your name.
like he no longer has a significantly good chance to get rare div cards, basically.
By the gods, what ambition.
That's pretty much it.
Pity the emperor who sits alone on his throne.
But the way I like to play Betrayal anyway is Rush Katarina. I actually kinda like the change. Seems like they've made Katarina more focused. Like, drop rate for Katarina fights has been increased. So that's my hope, is that it's just gonna feel good to rush any safe house and just get Katarina fights. I like to set up a 2882. I didn't get a Katarina map flame drop, sadly. Pretty regularly got Katarina fights, but I didn't do an extensive setup. I just ran a lot of Betrayal. Gone like the most wrong way. I feel super lost. There should be another. Somewhere there's another way out of here. Wait, no, there's not. There's not. In defense, I don't have much time to play 3.26. Oof. Congrats on your move, though. But you're enjoying it. Okay, now we're... He's been amazing to me. Partner is the one who got me into PoE to begin with. Great news. Oh wow, that was quick. That was very scary. Died to bleed, I think? I don't know. Real answer is I'm missing here. Find stuff of purity and consecrated chamber. Could do that. Level up a bit. Like get a little more damage. Do I want to take this? It's a thing I could do, but I don't know that I need to, or that it's particularly smart to do so. Spell damage, never mind. Get an attack damage staff. To be fair, we're just being picky. Let's go. All right, I should be using these. Totally forgot I had those. Right. Problem. Actually huge. Hold on. Yeah, that's sick. Now I just need 3 red. 3 red. I suppose I could just use this. Let's see, what do I lose? Here. Go to the hideout. I kind of want to just see. We suffixes and prefixes we can fill up. What is our defense like? We need fire res. Knocked, we need fire res, but we need fire res. Fire res. It's a little funny that I'm operating off of two. Alright, let's try to ascend again. My vitality is off. I can fix some of the issues I'm having by just grabbing a dark shrine. Maybe, depending on which one. Question is, do I want one? Actually, we're going to replace our staff, and then we'll be good to go. Oh, you know what it is? I bet it's get like 200 from reserving all my. I'm so dumb. So scared of him right now.
No two battles are alike. The trap of tyranny
All right.
is inescapable.
Finally did it. Oh, the real problem now is, what do I pick? Time of Need is good. Curses and Elemental Ailments, Ignited, Scorched, Chilled. Out. Most of those. I don't know. The every 4 seconds thing is rough. Sentinel of Radiance I don't care about at all. I have to. Fight being a I get 2 shrine buffs basically. Of the same color. Power Siphon. I don't know. Okay, how are we doing on defenses? We're actually pretty good. Problem is abs. But I think this is where we're going to end anyway for the night. Rather late where I am. So I think the decision is made now. We are going Corrupting Cry, but instead of going Elementalist, I am going to go Guardian. This is not a build that I'm going to recommend for anybody because I have no idea how it's going to end up. The numbers look interesting and it looks very doable, so I want to do it. And I don't think I'm going to do it if I don't do it first. So that's kind of the motivation. But I'm pretty excited about it, to be totally honest. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's see, one thing I do want to look at. Real quick before we end. If I do this, lightning, max life, the otherworldly appendages is very interesting, and I'm very interested in it. This less so. Oh, maybe. So we need the amulet. Can't go without the amulet. Utility flasks. Defensively they're good. I don't know how much uptime we're really gonna get out of them. It does remove Quicksilver Flask. This one might honestly be worth it. Is in exchange for a ring slot. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that one more. Skills supported by Unleash now have I don't think any of these matter to us. Chaos Bloodline can actually be good because we get Valsoul per second, and we can use that to feed into Val, which we are absolutely going to use. The other part of that is if we corrupt a bunch of our items. Corruption's Embrace. Rough part of that is I think we got a lot more regen. Remember how this works correctly. Shepherd of Souls, Everlasting Sacrifice, and Sacrifice of Blood. Oh, Sacrifice of Blood has less life regen though. That's pretty significant. Still might be really good though. I don't know. We'll have to think about this one. Discipline, Wrath, Determination, Anger, Grace, Hatred. None of these matter. Discipline's nice, but I'm not likely to run Discipline. That being said, the minors are incredibly good, and I might pick this up just for the minor nodes. Herald I'm not too worried about because we're gonna reserve like 6% of our mana with a Herald. It's not worth it for us. Embrace Madness is actually possibly good. Like, actually possibly very good. Because we might be able to stack enough debuffs expire to make this work. Like really, really well. We'll have to think about this. It's a gain a random touch every 2 seconds. It is a 20-second debuff have to like get a little lucky because I think 5 debuffs you can get. Let's see. Let's go look. Race Madness. Glorious Madness. 2, 3, 4. They all last 20 seconds. So normally you would have all of them, and if they expire, they all expire. But if you have it at 12 seconds, you have to get lucky 6 times in a row. Otherwise you're dealing with a stacking debuff that is actually awful. Temporal Rift. Okay, so Temporal Rift is another source, and I should be able to fit this in. Flow of the Untethered is good for us in 2 ways. Reduced skill effect duration is bad for us. Buffs expire faster is good, but I don't know about all that. It might be necessary to actually use that though. Yeah, I don't know. That's iffy, I think. Olroth is all ward things, and I don't care about any of those. At least not for this build. Katarina has 25% increased damage, and I think that's it. Umbral Army, but we're not doing that. I'm not gonna worry about any of these. Really, defenses are the only one that I would care about, and I would have to invest into Spectres to get this, to get any benefit out of that. Warcry speed would be good. We're not planning on manually Warcrying. It might be good early. Means deal 80% increased damage if you Warcry recently is incredibly good, but we have to Warcry every now and then. Every 4 seconds, basically. This raised Spectre is very possibly incredible. You just need it to be super tanky. Gotta love Feral. Feral is really good. But like, I feel like just having this minion would be very good. I would go with Fertile Presence for 100% increased damage and regen, and can't be stunned. Get a turtle. Fine. It might be the way to go. Yeah, I think that's the plan. And I think that's where we're gonna end for the night. Echo, thanks so much for your help tonight. It's actually really helpful talking ideas, and I think we've settled on possibly bad idea of the possibility of backfire. Important for me. I'm pretty excited. Or it'll be great. It could be great. It could be great. I think in order for it to be great, though, we're gonna have to get excuse me. I think in order for it to be great, we're gonna have to get a Forbidden Shaco. Not the worst thing. But honestly, like, I can't be too mad at a 4-link. 500,000. This is less impressive. It's fine. Yeah. Alright, well that's where we're gonna end for the night. Thank you so much. It's been a great time, and I will see all of you on Friday. We will be streaming for the release. We will be streaming a long day, so we'll go live 1 or 2 hours before league start. We'll scramble to figure out what we're doing with our Atlas ascendancies or our Atlas passive tree, and then yeah, we'll start blasting. Yeah, we'll be going live on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and I'll be doing videos each of those days to cover what I've been doing. I want to let you know. Look at it later. Oh, before you go, have you seen Ziggy's video on the Breach 2.0, or have you looked at the Genesis tree? It could be really helpful in making sure you get. Yes, I have. It does look incredible. It's gonna help a lot with the getting an initial 5-link for the chest, but as soon as I get a 5-link chest, I'm going to switch it to getting a good staff. I'm gonna try and get a good. Because getting a good staff early is a little rough. I'm very excited for the tree. The tree looks awesome. And I'm also very excited for the graphs. Like, the graphs look incredible. But yeah, that'll do it for today. Thank you again, everybody, for joining. It's been a great time, and I will see you all on Friday. Good luck with your league preparations, and I'll see you then.